Yes, it is. That young man thinks that what he did was right. That's our fault. Because people don't go to work every day trying to mess you up. What they do is do what they think is right. You have to look at yourselves and say, wait a minute, they just don't do these things. Why? It's in the training. So within the hour, the store manager's at Mr. Jenkins' house and gives him a cake and a business card and apologizes and says, if this ever happens to you again, please call me. Now, I didn't call the store and go find out who did what. Isn't that amazing how we're always figuring out who to beat up on? The non-performing employee. You know, that Don, why don't they get rid of him? He's always messing up. You know what my answer is? Who's going to help him? Who's going to help the individual to succeed? The job is to create a climate for the employees to succeed. And the job is, and our policy was, you can't get in trouble if your intent was to take care of the customer. And yeah, they do things that'll scare you a little, but what? Do they give away the store? I want the customer. It's so simple. But it isn't simple in our industries in the United States today. I think service is terrible. I think it's awful at best. There's only two companies, and we all do business with a lot of companies. There's only two that stand out, Nordstrom's and the Ritz-Carlton Hotel. How much time have I got? Am I done? Where is he? Wait, where's your president? Can I stay? Okay, no. How much? Pardon me? I got 5 minutes. Okay, well, because I don't have to be home till Tuesday. So, have you ever gone to a store? Well, of course, Nordstrom's is famous for taking back 2 used automobile tires. We always told our employees, take back anything. I don't care if they didn't buy it from us. They think they did, right? You want to win it or do you want to, oh, this isn't ours, take it back to Safeway. What, are you crazy? No, we'll take it. Okay. Anyway, Nordstrom's is famous for taking back 2 used automobile tires. They don't sell tires. Now, people say you're crazy. No, I'm not. It's a true story. Guy came in, said, I bought tires from you up in Alaska, and I want to return them. I want to return 2 of them. The clerk said, how much did you pay for them? The clerk gave him the money. 3 weeks later, I had told this story to a group of employees, and I get a call from the mailroom. Don, you expecting a tire? So, no, I'm not expecting a tire. They said, well, there's one here for you. So I go out there. It's so true. A used automobile tire with an envelope on it from store 51. I open it up, and it's from a group of employees. It says, Don, we want you to know we were listening to you. Which is a first. A lady came in last week and bought her groceries. She didn't have enough money to pay for them. We asked her if she had anything she could sell. She said, yeah, I got 4 used automobile tires. So we went out and gave her $5 for each one. This one's yours. What do you want us to do with the other 3? But the point is they did it, you see? It isn't rocket scientist work, but they knew and they felt that they could do this without getting in trouble, and they were dead right. They did the right thing. Who'd think to do that? See, but when you untie their hands, they'll do things you never thought of. I know I'm short on time here, and I want you to know is that I normally give this talk, and it's usually 45 minutes to an hour. I knew I couldn't get 45 minutes from Rotary, and but it's a long talk that goes into a lot of detail about customer service. I'm passionate about it. I believe in it, and I go crazy when I don't get it. I never accuse the clerk that says no. It's not her or his fault. It's the president's fault. And when you have a problem in any store or any location, and if you own it and you're the president, it's your fault. That's all I can tell you, because they didn't do it on purpose. I appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for it.
Let's take 1 or 2 questions for Don. Terrific, entertaining speaker and great message. Anybody have any King Soopers stories to throw at the prez?
Safeway store.
David, and come and please use this mic.
Give us a couple of one-liners about Lloyd King, probably one of the nicest guys in the world.
You know, if you ever want to learn about customer service, that man lived in it. If any of us, and when I came to work for him, I was a buyer, and if you ever did anything that was counter to what he believed in, I remember as a buyer, I discontinued 4 or 5 cheese items. They were dogs, they didn't sell very many. And I get a call from Mr. King. He says, I understand that you discontinued, and I can't remember the cheese. It was like whatever it was. And I said, yeah, I did. He said, could you tell me why you discontinued that? I said, well, Mr. King, it's a very slow seller. He says, we have a lot of slow sellers. Put it back. I couldn't do it fast enough. No, he personally hired me. And that's a long story you don't want to hear. And I had great admiration for him. He died in January of 1998 at age 91, and I had lunch with him 2 weeks before he died, and I was fortunate to have done that. He wasn't sick. His heart just gave out. His doctor's here, too, by the way. He introduced himself to me anyway, but Lloyd was 91. Okay.
We would also be remiss to not introduce your lovely wife.
Oh, I am sorry. My wife, Sherry, is here. We've been married 55 years. It's only 5 when you take out the chill factor. I'm joking. She says, you have to say that. I said, well, they know it's funny. We have 6 children, 3 of each, and 19 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. We have a couple gifts for you here to commemorate our time together here. First of all, a Branch Rickey baseball, and this represents something that's very near and dear to a Rotarian's heart, especially in Denver Rotary. Branch Rickey was the gentleman and the baseball coach who broke the color barrier and brought the first African American into the professional baseball scene. And every year for the past, we're going on now, we're in 19 years this year, that we will be honoring a humanitarian in the professional baseball field on November 13th. So we give that to you in honor of that. Thank you, Don. Our pleasure. And this is a book that we would like to offer to you. We just got introduced to this book a few weeks ago. It's called The Trouble with the Alphabet, and the trouble through the eyes of innocent children around the world. So we'd like to very sincerely give this to you and your family to enjoy a Rotarian aspect and perspective around the world. Pleasure to have you here. Don Gallegos.